bad, dude. Alright. A little bit of rank right there. A little bit of rank for your spank. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villain, aka That Villain J. And tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. I think it's something that you all expected. Bone Black. We've got to do skeletons, man. If you're going to give me skeleton support in Edge of Eternities in the form of Xu-Ifit, I'm going to run it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to run skeletons again. You're going to put it in there. I'm going to do it. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. We are going to be running the Dimir skeletons for a little bit of a different flavor that I think people aren't expecting. You know, Mono Black, we've done a lot of different versions, but this is a fun one. So stay tuned for this one with some of the new, interesting Edge of Eternities tech. Before we get down to it, though, I need you to do something for me, which is, of course, tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button, because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to get attacked by the like and subscribe, which you may or may not know is a YouTube werewolf who will viciously maul you and attack you for not liking the video and subscribing to the channel today. Join us on a stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for all live streaming goodness. We'd love to have you there live and in person. On Twitch and on YouTube. Hit that bell to be notified when we go live, put up a new deck, anything happens, hit that bell to be notified when we do all that. Check out our Discord community for all latest news, information, post your decks, post memes, ask questions, it's all right there in Discord. And of course, this deck and all the other ones that I build are going to be available down below on my AetherHub. I see a lot of comments, where is the deck list? Click the link in AetherHub. Take you right there. You click the link, you're good to go. Boom. So, all that being said, what are we talking about when we talk about Bone Black here? Dimir skeletons. We're going to have the usual suspects, but I'm going to sprinkle it in with a couple of things that you might not be expecting. First things first, Forsaken Miner continually is one of the better uncommon black cards to 1-drops from OTJ. 1 black 2/2 is solid. It can't block, but that's okay. We're putting damage on the board early. Whenever you commit a crime, you may pay black. When you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Committing a crime is very easy. All we need to do is target our opponent, something in their graveyard, or even ping them out with our good friend Sephiroth right there. Sephiroth loves skeletons, by the way. If you get in the loop with him with Forsaken Miner and Sephiroth, you can go back and forth because Sephiroth commits a crime, so you can sacrifice him, bring him back, and then bring him back again for that black. So the fact that you can replay him from the graveyard for so cheap is just so useful. Tragic Trajectory. Now, we lost a card in rotation called Cut Down. You do need a little bit of a removal here no matter what. You're going to need a little bit of removal, early removal for those aggro decks. -2/-2 as a sorcery is fine. You also have Stab that does a very similar thing. You also get this Void ability. If something has left the battlefield this turn, or a permanent was warped in, it gets -10/-10. That's a great way to get around indestructible things, -10/-10. It gets rid of them pretty good if they're indestructible or anything like that. So I think that 2 Tragic Trajectory is perfectly fine for some early removal. Now, Mockingbird, and you're saying, Jay, what is a bird doing here? I got you. Stay tuned for this guy. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later, why I like to throw Mockingbird if I'm throwing in a splash of blue into what I'm doing here with the skeleton deck. Another removal, of course, is going to be Bitter Triumph. I don't mind losing that little bit of extra life. We do gain some with Sephiroth, but I also don't mind chucking something in the graveyard. Specifically, some of the bigger cards I don't mind chucking into the graveyard, including Calyx Scion or Hunted Bone Brute, because Xu-Ifit can absolutely bring them back. So I'm less concerned about throwing away some of the bigger cards if I know for a fact that I can bring them back. A standard card that we have to run for Run Skeletons, Case of the Stash Skeleton. 1 black and 1. Whenever this case enters, create a 2/1 black skeleton creature token and suspect it. To solve, you control no suspected skeletons. If unsolved, solve at the beginning of your end step. Solve is 1 black and 1. You basically get a tutor. You search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, and then shuffle. So if they kill the 2/1 that is suspected, you solve the case, and of course you can get any card that you want. Very, very useful. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because that 2/1 is going to be putting pressure down. When something is suspected, it has menace and can't block. It's on the run. having a card with Menace that early on that's difficult to block, especially when you're playing removal, is a great way to get that extra damage in, especially when we start pumping it up with other things. You can also sacrifice it later on in case you specifically want to solve the case and you just want to have a sacrifice play. I got convinced to put star charts in this one, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, man. Card draw is so critical, and this isn't even card draw. 1 blue and 1 with a kicker of 1 blue and 1. Instant speed. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control. Put one of those cards in your hand. If a spell was kicked, put 2 of them. This card, as much as I hate to admit, these stupid blue draw cards are so critical to what you do, and they get you exactly what you need out. Turn 4, turn 5, you look at the top 5 cards, potentially get 2 of the exact cards you need. You need a removal and a haster, boom, it's right there. You know, you need Sephiroth or you need that one thing, Star Charts is just going to hand deliver it into your hand. You know, I wouldn't mind if you put 3 in here. I wouldn't. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is insanely useful no matter what. I hate that it's so useful, and I hate that blue has been relegated to just the card draw color. But man, it does help win games. I'm not going to lie. One of the other new blue cards that I'm doing is Moonlit Meditation, which is a fun one right here. I'm only throwing 2 of them in here for a little extra spice. I kind of wanted to do this, and I'm probably going to come back to it because it's an interesting card. It's actually a blue card that I find to be interesting that I like to play. Enchant aura, enchant artifact or creature you control. The first time you create a token, you may instead create that many tokens of the copy of the enchanted permanent. What's fun about this is we actually generate a lot of skeleton tokens with this deck. And what we can do is we can put it instead on something like Hunted Bone Brute or any of these other skeletons that we want to make, or any of these other creatures or anything like that, and make those instead. Case of the Stash Skeleton makes it, tokens, and Corpses of the Lost makes skeleton tokens. You can actually keep replaying Corpses of the Lost. So if you have something out like Calaxion or a Hunted Bone Brute or something like that, or anything else really that you want to make multiple copies of, that you've duplicated, this is also a duplication card, you can make them come in as something else even more powerful, which is very fun to do. That is a very good combo on Hunted Bone Brute, because that way you get a bigger, more aggressive skeleton off of the top. If you do like Moonlit Meditation on Hunted Bone Brute and then play Corpses of the Lost, it comes in as a Hunted Bone Brute, which is pretty funny to think about. Or Stash Skeleton, so you can really come in with a lot of aggression right there, so that's a fun one. Corpses of the Lost, as long as this card is in Standard, you're going to have a relevant skeleton deck right here. 1 black and 2 skeletons you control get +1 and have haste. Whenever this enchantment enters, you create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate token. The fun thing about this being a pirate, it's immune to shoot the sheriff. Very good. It doesn't work on outlaws. So you get a 3/1 essentially with haste, and anytime a permanent, if you lost a permanent went into the graveyard from anywhere, meaning you descended, you can actually return this card to your hand and replay it, so you would generate another skeleton later on, but it will accelerate all of your skeletons downrange. The perfect curve for this deck is Forsaken Minder into Case, into Corpses of the Lost. That's 9 damage on turn 3. It is extremely aggressive. It's the most aggressive black has right now, with the skeleton aggression right there. We're going to go 3 Hunted Bone Brutes, which is very useful. 1 black and 2. Menace, 6/2. Whenever this creature enters, target creature makes 2 1/1 white dog creature tokens, and when this creature dies, each opponent loses 3 life. This is kind of Sephiroth's best friend, to be perfectly honest with you. That's why we have Sephiroth on the high end there, on the 3-drop. Don't look at those little puppies. They gotta die. Whenever they can actually, if it enters, you get those puppies, but you can disguise it, meaning you can pay face down for 3 and has ward 2. Nobody knows what it is. Then you can flip it up for 2 more and attack that way, and they don't get the puppies, which is super useful in that regard. But, however, if you have Sephiroth out, I don't care if they get the puppies, because the more death, the more you feed Sephiroth's evil schemes. So I don't care about that. He's also a great sacrifice fodder for Sephiroth, because whenever he dies, he loses everyone that your opponent loses 3 life. I have killed people by basically giving them a damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can block him, or you can block him and lose 3 life, or take the hit for 6. No matter what, you're going to go out. You're going to die on that one. So very, very useful card right there, especially with Sephiroth. We're going to do 4 ofs. He loves skeleton decks, man. He has so much good synergy with Forsaken Miner. A lot of these other things to self-sacrifice. A lot of the death triggers that we have. 1 black and 2. 3/3 human avatar soldier. Whenever he enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you draw a card, and whenever a creature dies, anywhere on the board, not just your creatures, if anything dies, they lose 1 life, you gain 1 life. If you do it 4 times, you hit Supernova and you get 1 Winged Angel, which of course you get an emblem when anything dies, gain and drain. And whenever you attack, you can sacrifice anything else and feed everything to Sephiroth and go absolutely nuts on that right there. So very, very useful card. The reason that I don't mind sacrificing a lot of these things as we go is because we have Xu-Ifit, okay? That is part of the reason that we're able to resurrect a lot of this stuff. We're going to do 3 Calixions as an uncommon, just a big, heavy body. 2 black and 1. 7/2. We're going to turn him into a skeleton crocodile. Legendary creature. No powers. Just a huge, thick body of 7/2 that we want to bring in for the extra aggression on there right there. Xu-Ifit. Osteoharmonist. Yes. She is trying to save her wife, threw herself into the black hole, but messed up the jump somehow and is stuck in time dilation. She's doing experiments to figure out how to pull her out of the event horizon and get her to fall in the black hole properly. What a devoted partner right there. 2 black and 1, 2/3 human wizard, legendary creature. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It is a skeleton in addition to its other types and has no abilities. This is why I said I'm less concerned about throwing stuff away like Hunted Bone Brute. Even bringing back Skeleton Sephiroth, bringing back any kind of Skeleton Sephiroth, or constantly having a stream of skeletons to put in. Throw away Calixion, you use it to block and then bring it back as every single turn you bring it back as another skeleton. Insanely powerful stuff right there. So we're going to go with 3 of hers for the Osteoharmonicist right there. Just always being able to have a good play on the board, a good piece to sacrifice and bring back, combined with Sephiroth right there, is just so useful. Just free skeletons as much as you want, as long as they're dying and they can come back and come back and come back. I love it. It doesn't do that thing where you bring it back from your graveyard with a finality counter on it, so that if it dies, it exiles. Nope, you can just have Calixion die every single turn. It doesn't matter. It can die every single turn, and you can just keep bringing it back as long as you can tap her. Very, very useful. And then the trick play right here is going to be Mockingjay. Mockingjay is 1 blue and X flying bird bard 1/1. You can have it enter as a copy of any other creature on the battlefield with a mana value less than or equal to the amount spent. So if you wanted to come in as a 3/3, you pay 1 blue and 2 more, and it comes in as that card. Here's the trick with it. It comes in as a flying version. If you copy Corpses of the Lost, if you say, I wanted it to come in as the token, tokens, guess what? They have no mana value. Tokens have no mana value. So if you have Corpses of the Lost out and you have that skeleton out, it comes in as a 3/2 flying for 1 blue mana. You can duplicate any skeleton that you see or any token that you see for almost free right there, which is super useful. That you can start doing that duplication thing right there, which is really, really fun. Bringing it as a menace version. He's a very, very sneaky bird that imitates a skeleton and can get in there and knock them out. So that is why we have Mockingbird on the low end right there. It is a very sneaky guy that has got in under that flying thing. 3 islands, 11 swamps, Gloom Lake Verge, Undercity Sewer, and Watery Grave. That is going to be the new island swamp. It's very useful for Gloom Lake because Gloom Lake needs you to have swamps or islands, and these count as swamps or islands, and so does Undercity Sewer. So you're going to have a pretty smooth mana draw right there on it for you right there. 19 creatures, not a lot of skeletons, but we generate a lot of skeletons. A lot of everything else. Avatars, wizards, birds, bards, everything. 7 instants, 2 sorceries, 10 enchantments, believe it or not. 23 lands on a 2.3 average. A lot more black than blue, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than I normally do with skeletons. Try to get a splash of something else in there and get out of my color comfort zone, as it were. Because I know if it was up to me, I'd just play black and Orzhov forever, and I don't think anybody wants to see that every night. You know what I mean? We got to do something else every now and again. As far as the sideboard goes, for your best of 3 type of people right there, Cryogen Relic's a great card draw, and Lockout. Resembling Skeletons, not bad either. Strategic Betrayal for your graveyard betray on there. Geralf the Freshright is an interesting one if you're going to go the Death Baron route. There's probably a whole nother deck that we could possibly build with zombies using Geralf and Gisa and Death Baron. but we're going to leave that for another time because I kind of thought about it at the end. So interesting things to be done with Geralf Gisa and Death Baron, potentially doing a full undead run right there. And Arch Enemy's Charm is not a bad instant for exiling a creature or planeswalker, returning stuff to the graveyard, or giving something lifelink at instant speed for 3 black. But yeah, I kind of had some ideas with these. These are not bad. They do generate zombies. This one does give Skeletons +1 as a nice 5-drop if you wanted to go wide with it as it goes. So that is what we're looking at there. Bone Black. Let's throw ourselves into the black hole and not fuck it up and get time dilated. Here we go. Standard ranked. Let's get into it. We're going to be ranking up. Here we go. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. You should only play bad cards and win that way. And that playing good cards is kind of just a crutch. I don't hate blue. I think blue has gotten boring. That's my biggest issue. I think blue has gotten repetitive and boring, and that its best stuff is just the same bullshit over and over again. Timeline Crawler. There he goes. Look at him go. I did best of 3 because they were talking to me about it. Timeline Crawler. He said no thank you. There's Sizifu. Authority does in fact solo, in case you guys were wondering. Authority does indeed solo the whole game. You can get into some games where Authority will win you the entire thing. You don't really need any other cards. It's unnecessary. I'm going to do something a little bit counterintuitive here. Actually, you know what? Let's wait. We got double bang removal on the next one. I got the perfect curve here for the 9 damage. Next turn, I think we kill stuff. That's a double block, my guy. Yeah, double block. Umbral Caller's gonna go for it. Buggerman, 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 Buggerman. Godless Shrine. Sephiroth. Bada boo 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 boo. Sephiroth. Dore banana denoma demona Sephiroth. Braba boom 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 Sephiroth. That's a cool trick, huh? Turn the bird into a skeleton. You like that trick, guys? Because skeleton tokens are count as nothing, they have no cost. You can play Mockingjay for 1 blue mana, and it'll come out as whatever the skeleton is. This is a slow hand. This is what we call a slow hand. With no removal. That's a little bit better. I might reduce the Calixians down a little bit. They're not doing us too much right now. Okay, so we do corpses, then we do hunted, bone brute, and then we flip it. 40 people in YouTube and 19 likes. That's a damn shame. What did I do to deserve that? How have I hurt you guys? You just tell me how I've hurt you. You tell me how I've hurt you so much that you just... Every night it's a fight to get you to push a button. What did I do to deserve this? Pinnacle Star Cage. Very nice. 2 or less. We're gonna do this. Oof. That solves the problem. I'd like to solve the card. Okay. Pinnacle Star Cage. Suboptimal. Let's solve. Let's do corpses. Boom. Yeah, we'll take action, sure. Perfidious Albion right there. That's good stuff. Let's push in. Boom. Okay. He's really trying to exile things here. Okay, let's do... Oh, no, he's dead. Okay, never mind. I don't know. I try to make a joke out of it instead of just straight up going, please like, guys. I try to make a fucking... I try to make a joke off of it just as a reminder. To make it slightly more entertaining than just going, guys, can you like... I don't know. I feel like that's almost worse. Boo, 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 boo. None of these. I mean, these are tempting, but damn. Oh, look, I have gold. Let's buy a pack. Boop, 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 boop. Mana Confluence. Bonus sheet, you're doing too much bonus sheet. I'll be honest with you, bonus sheet. You're doing way too much. Bonus sheet is going overboard. punch and pie. I've got so much fucking bonus sheet shit, and I don't need it. I really don't need it. Yeah, that's why if I kind of do it ironically, I feel like I can get away with it, Anthony Scott. If I sound like a grandmother who's, you never call, you never write, what did I do to deserve this? My own grandson, he doesn't talk to me. I feel like if I go that route, it's funnier. Alright. I could have been dead. There's an old joke about there's an old joke about a grandma guilt tripping her grandson. So her grandson, it's Sunday. He says, "Oh, I haven't talked to grandma all week." This is another one of Jay's classic jokes. And he says, "Well, I'll give her a call right now." So he calls, and he hears the grandma pick up. "Oh, hello. Oh, who is it?" And he goes, "Oh my God, Grandma, you sound terrible. What's going on? You sound so weak. You sick or something?" She says, "Well, I haven't eaten in 4 days." She says, "Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why haven't you eaten?" And the grandma says, "Well, I haven't eaten in 4 days because if my grandson should call, I don't want my mouth to be full." Yeah. I love that one. It's such a guilt trip. Such a fucking guilt trip of, you didn't call me. All right. Okay, let's see here. He's trying to put dinos down. There's Bestie. I know, that one's a little bit more... That's a little bit more, I guess, bittersweet. I don't know what you'd call it. Not as good as the barrel, but still good. Oh, the barrel. The barrel I think is all time, because I think that the barrel really speaks about the human condition. All right, he's going to put something big down here. He's going to put a big boy. A big boy. Who's he going to put down? Ooh, Terror of the Peaks. Okay. 5 and 5. That's going to give me life. That's going to give me that. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Oh, the barrel speaks of the human condition. Do you know what I mean? The barrel speaks of who we are. as an existence on Earth. Because sometimes, you know, you are in the barrel. I think there's a lot to learn from that. Like how this guy, if he blocks Bone Brute, he dies, and if he doesn't block it, he dies. Yeah. Alright, puppies. 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 The only way to get rid of Bone Brute and not die is to exile it. Either way, he's gonna die. Excuse me while I kiss this die. I'm glad you can hear me today. I don't know why yesterday the microphone wasn't working. That was weird. That was weird that the microphone wasn't working. Okay. I guess Star Charts is next. Watery Grave is fine. Oh, it's a Reanimator. Consults. Whoa. Okay. Goodbye, corpses. He could play removal on this. He doesn't have it. Okay. We'll flip. Been working on a deck based on my D&D Bat Druid. Even made a Cosmoline. Let's do that. Watery Grave can go down tapped. Enters tapped. Moonlight. It's gonna be harder for him to kill it. He brings that back. He's gonna discover. You need a Collector's Vault. Okay. Mango. Okay. Draw, flip. Got that. Boom. He's going in. Wabango. Moonlight Meditation on you, and he dies. Okay. Yes, you must understand the philosophy of the barrel for your bad runs. You must embrace the barrel philosophy for your bad arena. It will help you get through dark times. Pretty much any dark time in your life. But you understand with humor and perhaps a little bit of surprise and a little bit of gusto that sometimes life's going to put you in the barrel, man. Sometimes it's Tuesday. And for all intents and purposes, things are going to suck. Yikes, bro. I'll keep it just because it's funny. Yikes. Absolutely fucking yikes. We'll hold off to do star charts later on that one. Oof. Trex, make sure you shout yourself out, by the way. Doof. My turn. Tragic Trajectory. Let's try it. The top X cards. Yeah, I'll take that. Hey, well, thank you for coming by, Mochi. One day I'll try your ice cream. One day. But not this day. Counterspell because he's playing counterspells, or is it artifacts and he hasn't been able to get any good ones off? That's the real question we have to ask ourselves. Did I ever make a deck that is Pain Punish? Yeah, I've done plenty of those. You mean more to the effect of... more to the effect of that no matter what they do, it hurts your opponent? Yeah, I made one called The Floor is Lava, and if they cast spells, it hurt them, and if they drew cards, it hurt them, and if they had no cards in their hand, it hurt them, and... Yeah, I've done plenty of those. Yeah. No matter what they did, it hurt. No matter how they made their money, it was gonna hurt. Moonlight Meditation. Boom. He's gonna put that in the boo-boo hole. That's fine. Yeah. We hit all removal on a deck that this doesn't matter on. I should have mulliganed this deck, but this hand, but I was kind of curious to see where it would go. Solve that. Okay. Yeah, look up the most recent one, Anthony Scott. Look up my deck called Floor is Lava. I think it's not rotation proof, but it does punish you for every action. It does punish you for literally every action you take in the game, which is funny in its own way. Oof. Repurposing Bang. He can sack that to get his thingy out. He can get his out. Simulacrum Synthesizer. The thing about it is, Simulacrum Synthesizer should be like 4. I think that's my biggest issue. It should be like 4 mana. Yeah, but I put a bunch of other stuff in there too, so that if they cast spells, it hurt. I put all kind of shit in there that no matter what they did, it hurt. There was multiple fucking ways of hurting them. So, you know. I had an absolute machine gun in that hand. Braided net. Oof, oof. I'm so tired of these fucking artifact decks, man. It's literally the floor is lava. No matter what action that your opponent takes, it was going to hurt them. Casting spells, drawing cards, not having cards, discarding cards. Everything that they did, every action was painful for your opponent. That was the whole point. Try to make as many actions as painful for your ops as humanly possible. That was the goal. Oof. I think Bone Brute is next. Flipped Bone Brute is next. He's going slow with blue. Ulthros, Titanic, whatever. Could put the... No, he can't put the lockdown up yet. It's Crypto Relic. Who's he putting in the... Who's he doing? Nobody? Alright, well... This is gonna be fucking weird. Pinnacle Star Cage. Very nice. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. There you go. Haven't seen as much Pinnacle Star Cage as you think you would. I will say that. I have not seen it as much as I thought people were going to come back with it. On its face, I don't think it's as powerful as Temporary Lockdown. Temporary Lockdown hit your enchantments. And tokens and all kind of other shit. Well, this one technically does hit tokens. It hits artifact tokens, but Temporary Lockdown hit a little bit more than Pinnacle Star Cage. So I think that maybe it was slightly more in the power. Watery Grave into a Stash Skellington. Keep. Enters tapped. I don't like that he's ramping. I don't like that he's ramping, guys. Mr. Meeseek's existence is pain. This is true. I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. Oh, uh-oh. That guy's serious. That's a serious guy right there. That's a serious fucking guy right there. That guy is fucking bad news all around, every day, twice on Sunday. Boom. Boom. Push in for 2. Tifa Lockhart. Yeah, if we don't have a kill for Tifa, we're gonna die. Yeah, we because he can sacrifice this, play it out of his graveyard, sacrifice it again, play it out of his graveyard, sacrifice it again, which is just gonna absolutely fucking destroy us. So, unfortunately, this is the nature of green right now. Let's do this then. You have to stop. If they have Ice Still and Tifa, they're just gonna win. There's pretty much nothing you can do. He can landfall 4 times. So it'll go from 2, 4... Two, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 16, and that's not assuming that he doesn't pump it up. Yeah, so it's going to go from 4, that's going to go 4, 8, 16, 32. and it gets double effect, it's over. It's done. If you don't have removal for Tifa, you lose the game. Period. End of story. No fucking, well, maybe, but what if no. You either have a kill card in your hand for Tifa, or you lose the game. There's nothing else. That's it. You don't get any other options. You don't get any other chances. You don't get any other anything else. You stop Tifa, or you lose. Just a FYI about green. Green is probably the new red. They were talking about just sheer aggro. It is an incredible amount of aggression that they can bring out. And you either can, it's again the same thing with the old red decks. You can either stop them or you can't. You don't really get a choice. Oof. Oof. Do that. Okay. Ice Till is insanely powerful, yes. We do this. We'll enter. Got to take a Calixion out. Tezzeret.
My purpose is clear. Rule the edge. Quite a moment for just what I needed.
Okay. Magitech Infantry. Psionic Emissary. Boom. Pinnacle Emissary. Warp. Okay. Oof. Spellmaker Shop. We need to do that. Boof, boof, boof. He's got a lot of ammunition here. Consult the star charts. Okay. If we swing in and then hit Sephiroth, we could kill him unless he does some sort of insane combination play here. Doll Shop. No, I think we got him. I don't think he's got what it takes. Whoa, whoa. Watery Grave. Go in. Double blocking me is going to flip Sephiroth, which is going to be bad. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Lose 3 life, 3, 2, 1. Flip. Okay. Hey, thank you for coming, Nonway. How you doing? Tezzeret again. Search your library. Okay. That doesn't matter. It's gonna gain and drain a life there for your convenience. Gonna put that in. Boom.
I expect success.
Oof. Tezzeret has always been a little bit dusky. Tezzeret has always been slightly, I don't know, tan. I think inconsistencies in skin color are kind of all over the place because you have kind of a lot of different artists working on the same thing. So it's a little tricky, but he's always been a little bit dusky. I think being originally from Amonkhet, aka Kaladesh, not Amonkhet, but Avishgar, is that enter step. Okay. Oh, we could have had Mockingbird come in as a Dark Knight. Deep Cavern fucking value. He's going to take Sephiroth. He's going to take Sephiroth. Yep. That's what I would take. Not a great opening hand. Corpses of the Lost. Goodbye Corpses, as it's sometimes known. Push in. We'll do Calyx Scion followed by Mockingjay. Went 2-3 at last week's pre-release. That's pretty good, Tiger. Pretty good, Tiger. Not bad. So let's put down Calyx Scion. Let's see what we got here. I'm worried that if I do Mockingjay, he's going to play a kill card. We're going to go in with that. We'll have a blocker, he'll have to play removal. Dark Confidant is good if you're careful. You can't be too cavalier with Dark Confidant. You've got to know what you've got in your hand. You've got to kind of keep an eye on it. But it can get you a lot of cards early on, and you do occasionally get the extra lucky. You do get the extra lucky Dark Confidant pull where all he does is pull lands off the top and it costs you nothing. So it's a bit of a gamble. But yeah, you can get the Dark Confidant land spam, which is great. Yeah, that's a pirate. So he can't use his Outlaw's Revenge on it. Okay, so he can do that to it. Oof. Calyx Scion. No attacks. More removal. More removal, guys. Let's see it. More removal. 1,000 more removals for ops. Get rid of Moonlight Meditation. More removal for ops. There you go. I told you, it's going to be fucking kill spam. It's going to be kill spam. We're not getting any of it. And he took my Sephiroth, and we had double Calyx, and he's got nothing but kill cards, so we're going to be in bad shape here. Hey, look at that. Should we get Sephiroth out? Drew a fucking land. Drew a fucking land. He's gonna hit removal here and just smash in. I'm probably sure. Yeah, we're done here. Bloodletter. Yeah. Idea. Hey, what's up, Shinigami? And so he's always kind of had a little bit of color to him. But, you know, with all the different artists that work on this, it's just impossible sometimes. It goes all over the place. There's coloring issues, printing issues, you know, just artists doing whatever they want. You know, it's hard to say. Because, like, what's his face? Like, when he was alive, what's that guy's name? The guy, the hero guy, the white planeswalker, who was like the buddy. He was like Mr. Friendly. I can't remember his name now. He's colorless now. Nice, good one, Anthony. Bazinga. Oh man, what's his name? Gideon. Gideon kind of looks... He sometimes looks just like a white guy, but also he's a little bit bronze occasionally, owing to the fact that he is Greek, and you just don't survive being around the Mediterranean without getting a little dusky. So it's hard to kind of nail him down for similar reasons. Going in. The damage. It's gonna be bad, dude. Alright. A little bit of rank right there. A little bit of rank for your spank. Oof. Alright. Good one. I think he's blue-black because he has an artifact body. Anyways, I like the new stuff. Yeah, I think Moonlit Meditation... I wasn't able to really use Moonlight to its full potential. We usually killed them faster than that, which was nice, but I feel like with the amount of tokens that you're going to generate with this deck, it is fun to throw it in there so that you could... any tokens you make come in as a version of a more powerful creature or something to that effect. Which can be really fun. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that one. Mockingjay duplicating that as well. It's a good deck. It's a nice splash of blue into the standard skeletons, dead space type thing. So, I hope you enjoy it.